What happens when the world's most unpredictable artist refuses to color inside any line musical, cultural, or moral? Kanye West, or should I say Ye, has spent nearly 3 decades challenging, provoking, and electrifying global culture, leaving us to ask, is he a genius, a villain, or both? Welcome to the video. Today, I'm taking you on a deep dive through the astonishing, confounding, and often disturbing saga of Kanye West. From chipmunk soul production, a technique that's like speeding up old records to make them sound cartoonish yet soulful, to the maximalist philosophy behind his masterpiece, My Beautiful, Dark Twisted Fantasy. We'll explore Kanye's meteoric rise, his battles with public perception and mental health, and his relentless reinventions in music and fashion. But here's the twist. Kanye's story isn't a simple hero's journey. It's a 3-act epic of brilliance, breakdowns, and backlash. You might be thinking, is there any artist more controversial? Or maybe, how can someone change the world and burn it down in the same breath? Let's break it all down. The art, the outrage, and the aftermath. By the end of this video, you'll see Kanye West not just as a headline, but as a mirror for our times, and maybe, just maybe, for ourselves. Let me bring you back to the late 1990s, Chicago, where a young Kanye Omari West, raised between academic rigor and street hustle, was already reshaping hip-hop's DNA. Think about this. How does a middle-class kid with a poet mother and a Black Panther dad become the producer who would flip soul records into anthems for Jay-Z? West's chipmunk soul style was more than a gimmick. It was like cracking open a time capsule, giving old Motown samples a helium rush and laying them over drum machines. It set the stage for the college dropout, where academic pressure and creative rebellion collided head-on. Now, imagine dropping out of college to chase a dream everyone says is impossible. Kanye did just that, facing rejection after rejection because he didn't fit the street-tough image dominating rap. But adversity, he turned it into rocket fuel, especially after a near-fatal car crash recording Through the Wire with his jaw literally wired shut. You might ask, what drives someone to keep pushing after so many roadblocks? For Kanye, it was a relentless belief in his vision, an early sign of the stubbornness and audacity that would both launch and haunt his career. By 2004, Kanye wasn't just making music, he was redefining who got to speak in hip-hop. And as the world listened, he crafted Act 1 of a legacy that would only get louder, stranger, and more divisive. Let's zoom in on the years when Kanye West became both icon and lightning rod, with albums like Graduation and 808s and Heartbreak. He jettisoned rap's old rules, trading bravado for vulnerability, synths for samples, and launching what critics call progressive rap pushing genre boundaries, like a chef using chemistry to create new flavors. But the creative ascent came with public chaos. Remember the 2009 VMAs? Kanye storms the stage, grabs the mic from Taylor Swift, and suddenly, he's not just a musician, he's a meme, a pariah, and a headline. Technical term, ego backlash, think Newton's third law, but for celebrity culture. Now you might wonder, did the controversies overshadow the artistry? The answer is complicated. While Kanye's My Beautiful, Dark Twisted Fantasy was hailed as a comeback, his increasingly erratic outbursts, from Twitter rants to campaign rallies, blurred the line between performance and pathology. Personal struggles, like the tragic loss of his mother and battles with bipolar disorder, were laid bare in his art and his actions. In a world obsessed with authenticity, Kanye made even his breakdowns part of the spectacle. Yet, through reinvention, be it in Yeezy sneakers or Sunday service choirs, he kept the world watching. Was he breaking the simulation or breaking himself? That's the dilemma at the heart of Act 2. Brilliance and breakdown, forever entwined. So, after all the platinum records and scandals, where does Kanye West stand today? Here's the hard truth. He's reached staggering creative heights, but also torched bridges with jaw-dropping controversy, most notably his public anti-Semitic remarks and flirtation with hate symbols, which cost him nearly everything, from sponsorships to respect. Key takeaway 1. Kanye's life is a living experiment in boundary-pushing musical innovation like his maximalist and chipmunk soul periods, created whole new lanes for hip-hop and pop. Second, his story is a cautionary tale about celebrity and mental health. Bipolar disorder isn't just a diagnosis, it's become a lens for understanding and sometimes excusing his public meltdowns. Think of it like a system vulnerability. One glitch and everything's exposed. Third, his recent attempts at apology and redemption, public letters, televised remorse, even removing offensive lyrics, remind us of the precarious balance between accountability and reinvention. Does society forgive? Or does it just move on to the next headline? My challenge to you, revisit Kanye's work with fresh ears. Separate the art from the artist, or don't. But ask yourself, what do we really want from our icons? Perfection or the messy truth? Next video, we'll explore how cultural giants rebuild or lose their legacies after public disgrace. Will Kanye West's story end with redemption or erasure? Don't miss it. If you found this discussion eye-opening, subscribe and share. You won't want to miss what's coming next.